Hey y'all, I'm gonna be doing relationship marketing, revisiting the scholarship in sports management and sport communication. And pretty much this article is just checking out what relationship marketing is, trying to establish that the difficulties in research and that there's not a set definition and that what the future kind of holds, but also the benefits of relationship marketing, what the key pieces that sports companies and other companies are missing out on when they don't hone in on the sport marketing emphasis, or excuse me, the relationship marketing emphasis. So, yes, looking at the relationship marketing, they focus on how essentially in this modern industry of sports marketing and just marketing itself that it is not only key, but some could say essential in terms of having good strong hold of what this means and what it can do for the customers and the future customers, which is always key, but also keeping them, which we'll talk about. So as I mentioned, there's no definitive definition for research marketing, and it's led to years of issues with inconsistencies in the research and between different, whether it's companies or different researchers or different institutions or all of the above, or just people of different ideas themselves. So there's a quote here: the whole from the article, the whole phenomenon may cause frustration among researchers and possibly lead to confusion. Kind of just sums up what everyone's thinking right now, and we're missing out on big elements of a key market and key point that really could help. And so you can translate customer marketing and consumer marketing and relationship marketing, which we're focusing on, into customer relationship marketing. And so the difference is customer relationship marketing focuses on keeping the customers you already have, which is very key and cheaper and long-term successful, or key to long-term successful and cheaper for the business of finding new customers. But also it's needed to have that relationship marketing element where you already have the built relationship and the establishment made and ready to go to be able to keep that relationship flowing for the years to come. So next is the theoretical framework in the lit review, and it was broken up into four schools of thought. And these schools of thought are the Nordic School of Service Management, Industrial Marketing and Purchasing School for a network approach to industrial marketing, which is the business to business approach, and how like the major different companies work to make up the supply chain or different types of things that might go on between them. The Anglo-Australian approach to the investigation of the nature of relationships in marketing, and the North American school focuses on customer relationship marketing. So the 30 articles that they used were all broken down into different schools of thought, and these schools of thought are just able to categorize and break up the different ideas and logics and ideologies behind relationship marketing and give kind of a path and trend to where the thought process and ideas are. And then these articles were then pushed in those directions. You could kind of see in their table how they're sorted out. And these schools of thoughts were helped to use to focus the research and motivations behind the decisions and kind of how that all worked behind that. So then the methods is the article said here we attempted to identify recent articles and the schools of thought that guided each study, and so they broke down each school of thought in the article as I talked about and kind of paired it up and showed like where the train of thought or the train of ideology was kind of going, and you followed it there. And so they identified the research marketing articles published through the sport management research. So they're all over the past 20 years, and the earliest identified study was published in Sport Marketing Quarterly in its 1997 issue, and then obviously they used stuff all the way up till 2020. So here in the results, for relationship marketing, it shows kind of what they thought was going to happen. That the fact that relationship marketing has a super compelling and interesting and needed approach to sports market and industry. Notably, in today's intensively competitive marketplace, relationship marketing is known to be an effective communication strategy to build long-term relationship with fans and to retain and maintain a loyal customer base. And so this is such an unplugged, uncharted, unused area. They're saying that it's still, they're seeing it's not honed in on. There's still no definitive definition or research that's strict and congruitive and fluid for future researchers to use, future companies to make decisions on and base their ideas off a certain idea or basis. And so this is all used kind of as the study shows that this needs to continue to move towards a certain structured area. So as it says here, relationship marketing's value is well recognized in the sport industry, but it's underdeveloped, unplugged, untapped, and underused, unplanned as well. So obviously, as we talked about, the purpose of this is to bring attention to the lack of congruity and as I keep using fluidity and structure, into the complex nature of relationship marketing, and that the researchers are struggling with this new modern idea, but also that that each instance, each company, each individual, each relationship is different, and so they're finding these needs for consistency when some of the areas there can be tough, and that's kind of what a big emphasis that I've seen here is that looking at it's relationship marketing. You're kind of basing it off your relationships with those people, and whether it's that company or the people within it, or however it's structured for that instance. It's all individual based. So while you can have structure and different points and emphases and policies or different guided tiers that some might follow, it's all based on the people that have those relationships. And so it's kind of definitely an interesting future, something important and needed, but something interesting going forward. And a lot of sports companies and companies in general require it and need it and are looking to use it. And here's my reference.